Look what we got here. Another little birdie wanting to fly. Stop this thing!
Recently, I finally started playing Baldur's Gate 3. And after close to 30 hours, I've only gone through Act 1. And since it has such a long story, I figured I'd make a summary of the story and document my playthrough act by act. Turn away now if you don't want any spoilers. We start off captured on board a Nautiloid, which is a ship that's piloted by the Mind Flayers. They're these tentacle freaks, by the way, and then proceeds to infect you with these little parasites, which are absolute nightmare fuels through the eye of all the orifices. Why that one? From what I can tell, this little shit turns you into one of them, and honestly, I'm all for it. They look cool as fuck. Plus I get a tentacle beard, so that's a win. But come on, surely there are other methods that are much more, shall we say, enjoyable? I'm not going to pretend that this tag doesn't exist. Why not use that?
And then...
It's off to the character creation.
Who are you?
I'm playing as a half-elf druid that somehow ended up looking like an e-girl. Not my proudest moment. And then everything turns to shit. Tentacle ship gets attacked by dragons. Giving me a chance to escape. And can we just talk about how this ship can just jump from realm to realm with nothing more than connecting two tentacles together and pulling it like a slingshot? Shit's dope. Along our escape, we run into Shadowheart, this little brain thingy,
Our freedom is ours, friend.
and this absolute for some reason, our tentacle overlord thought that it was a good idea to jump straight into hell while they are in the middle of fighting a war. Which means we have to deal with these dudes. Nah, we just flick the little slingshot thing here. And poof! There we go. Now we're crashing. Of course. And now as we're crash landing, we are thrown off the ship. And as we're thrown off and about to hit the ground, we were saved by something from turning our heads into mush. This is where the exploration part of the game begins, and we start off dealing with the aftermath of the crash. I found some survivors, some of them good, most of them bad. And it's also where we meet the rest of the party. We have Astarion, the famous one,
Please, allow me to introduce myself.
Shadowheart,
You're alive.
Gale, give me a high five, buddy, Will, the Chunibyo monster hunter,
And suffer its sting.
Karlak, the mummy with an engine for a heart.
Well, I'll be God's damned.
That's metal as shit.
Fuck yes.
And this absolute the first landmark I ran into was this crypt. Here I killed some skellies and found this guy, Mr. Withers. I used a hidden route that I found by accident and somehow managed to lockpick it. And only when I leave did I find out that this was also a bandit lair. What a mundane thing it is to have bandits camp out in a crypt. I also ran into this handsome devil with a schmerksy voice,
My, what manner of place is this?
who offered to remove my little tadpole problem. Unfortunately, it didn't work out.
But a denial of reality. Still, I have a feeling you'll change your mind before it's changed for you.
Exploring further, we run into a druid grove that's currently under attack by goblins. Where's the goblin slayer when you need him? after you've dealt with that problem, you find things here to be a bit tense.
We was running for our lives. You led them straight to us, and you let them take the druid too? Unbelievable!
Mainly because the tieflings are here as refugees, and this bitch wants to kick them out because, surprise, she's evil. Well, sort of. I'm still not sure. Another reason is because the leader of the grove's missing and she's trying to piss on everyone to assert her dominance, which seems to be working because the tiefling leader wants to head to Baldur's Gate and out of here. But the way is blocked by goblins. That's when we learn that they have a massive goblin problem. And so I decided to go and deal with them. Oh, and I got this cutscene.
Gith train relentlessly. We know our bodies inside and out.
Yay! On my way to the Goblin camps, I took a detour and found this old crone, who was exactly what I suspected. A damn hag.
I'll find a way to return. Always have, always will.
Well, at least I got a power up from her to the disapproval of my companions after laying the beat down on her. Then, as I continued on, I ran into this ogre that's surprisingly smart.
What surprise is this?
Suspiciously so. And somehow, with the blessings of the RNG gods, I managed to convince this dude to help me in fights.
My aching belly. We have a deal, my tasty kibble.
But I've only managed to get him to help me twice. Here. And here. Ah. No wonder he's so smart. I need that myself. It is also here that I learned the existence of the Absolute, a mysterious figure that's also responsible for all those who are infected with the same parasite as we are. And it is also here that I learned that a lot of people are infected and are essentially mind controlled. The Absolute controls the infected controls the goblins, and that's why the grove is under attack. So I decided to kill all them goblins. Plus that one drow, which opened the path for the tieflings to Baldur's Gate.
It's not enough.
Yay!
It's all we
They celebrate by getting drunk at your camp, and I celebrate by getting laid. Look at me go. After I've dealt with the goblins, I found this place called the Underdark, which is currently my favorite area. In here, I got ambushed by these assheads. So I reloaded a save and returned the favor. There was also a wizard tower with these cannon thingies. And it's also here that I learned that there was a turn-based mode outside of combat. Why didn't they tell me this earlier? Then I met these Myconids. I don't know how to pronounce them. AKA mushroom people. And for some reason, they're Scottish.
Sovereign.
Anyway, they asked us to kill the ambusher, which I already did. Then they asked us to go kill this Nier guy. And also this gnome asked me to save her people, which was where Nier's at. So off I went. To get to where I had to go, we had to board a ship to their camp. And along the way, I ran into these guys. Here's how I handled it. Before I got here, I had a quest about an adamantine forge that I got from another asshole, and it led me here as well. But first, I need to kill Nier. But that idiot managed to get himself caved in. So off I went searching for a way to get him out just to kill him. And I did, in the form of nuclear powder. At least that's how they described it. I also managed to convince some of the Dweggers to turn on him, and now I'm part of the glorious rebellion. After the fight, it was time to free the gnomes. And these shitheads weren't so cooperative this time. So I passed the persuasion check. I wanted to fight them, but I was in no shape to do so after Shadow Mummy went berserk for a little while. Besides, I don't know why this counts as stealing. I literally killed the guy for you. Fortunately, I managed to steal everything.
Object catches your eye.
I then explored further and found the center of the forge, solving puzzles, killing enemies, dealing with ambushes, and finally, this bastard. And now to claim my prize. I wanted a new mace for Shadowheart, only to find out that this mace is an absolute piece of shit. At least this armor was good. Diesel Mummy gets it now. There's just as much shit happening in camp when I'm not adventuring and exploring. Will got turned into a demon. Saki Saki Boy wants a Saki Saki me. This bird/orc hybrid got horny. I got a dog. Mr. Withers joined. Gale has a fucking nuke in him. And we threw a party with the tieflings.
I need to dance!
This was the part where I got to choose who to lay with tonight. And I
Now that I'm here,
didn't know that. I accidentally picked Gale, and I friend-zoned him so fast. After that, I reloaded and explored my options. And Astyron was my only other option. Well, him and this Saki Saki Boy it is. After the action, we come to find out this guy had some crazy ass scars on his back that his master left behind. And for some reason, it's written in infernal runes.
bastard was insane.
Don't worry, my handsome.
Enough pillows.
I'll kill him for you.
Let's go before the tieflings drag us into another mess.
And this pretty much sums up my experience for Act 1. Either way, every road and every crest from here leads to Moonrise Towers. And I'll be making another one of this for Act 2, as soon as I finish it. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one. Bye bye.